I I am traveling, so I am in the library, a local library, um, to have some space that's private. And that's why I had to change the time today because they close at 5.
So my cousin utilizes the library. They have private little rooms though.
Yes. Not every public library does, but most of them do. If you ever need space, private space, when you're traveling, that's the best first place to look, is the
And
library.
you can ask them ahead of time, call up, or you just go in and hope for the best.
No, I called up yesterday because the first one that I called, the first local library didn't have the space. And then this one did, and it's first come, first serve. So it's sometimes you can reserve them. And like where I live, you can reserve the rooms at a certain time, but this one was not. So it's first come, first serve. So you do run the chance of not having space.
I see. Then you'd be in your car.
Mhm, mhm. And there are places called WeWork around the
Oh, yeah.
country where you can rent space, like it's like $40 for a whole day. And there is one here in the city, but it's in the city and it's like about 45 minute drive. So it was my backup plan before the car.
Okay,
So
that's
there's sometimes like that. Panera Bread is another place that usually has a meeting room, but they have like the French doors where you can close the doors and get some private space. And they're usually quiet during the day. So Panera is another place you could try.
good. Okay.
So mobile business 101. So how are you doing, Diana? I had a few response accepts to the invite with a change of time, but it was such a short notice that I'm sure that some people won't. So I might try to do this again on Thursday before class on Friday because it was just short notice. And we are still we're in this gap week here where people are just getting caught up and practicing that unblending. So, and that's one of the things you were going to work on, Diana, was getting caught up. How are you feeling? How are you?
So what I have done
Mm-hmm.
is I went back and I had just printed out all the stuff and I went through it all just at
Okay.
one time, just went through it to
Okay.
get the overall again because it was too sporadic. And so this way it was good. It was more well, I can't think of the word, but it was good that I did this. I
Okay.
did write down, I didn't, so here's one of the most important things, I guess, that came up that you asked us for, is that I would really appreciate, because you had mentioned it,
Mm-hmm.
to have a demonstration of doing the
Mm-hmm.
parts work. In the diagram that we have, that you write the parts, then you write it, the unblending process, I feel I would really like to have it step by step with you, even if you make something up, but actually the visual of me seeing you doing that, I
Mm.
feel would be really, really helpful.
So yeah, so that arm that I was trying to get to, the arm over the desktop so you could see me writing, was for the parts mapping. So as the parts come up, seeing if it's a manager part or a firefighter part or an exile part, like a young part that holds the core wound, and they don't have jobs. That's one way to tell quickly if it's an exile part. The unblending, you're right, it does go along with that. the parts mapping is kind of almost like naming them, naming the parts and seeing, is it a reactive part or a proactive part? The unblending is noticing, oh, I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my stomach. I can see it in my facial expression. I'm going to ask it to relax back. Notice how I feel towards it. And if we are feeling any kind of agenda or criticism or fear or anything like that towards that part, it means that we're blended with then another part or a few parts. So unblending is that like the flower, the tulip with those, thick petals where it's like, oh, okay, I notice that I'm feeling judgmental of that part. I want to get rid of that part. So I'm going to ask that part to relax back. Now, how am I feeling to the original target part? I feel scared of it now. Okay, so there's a part that's scared of that part. Ask that part to unblend.
Okay,
The best
let me,
way.
so I get it now. They're actually two different sections in a way, or two
Yeah.
different, okay. So
Yeah,
I
but it's,
guess when I feel like I'm blending, once I realize the part, and maybe I've done it in the past, so I've always named it, so it felt like I could deal with whatever feeling it was.
so let's try it.
Unblending is more about noticing and feeling. Is that correct?
Yeah, how you feel towards that part. If you feel like, oh, I'm so sorry that it had to do that job, it had to take on that job. Okay, then you're probably more compassionate. You're empathizing with it. Most likely you're not blended with a part when you're like that. So most parts are fear-based. Hold on, not all of them, but most of them are. So do you want to practice? It's only you and me. So if you don't want me
No,
to
I'm okay. No.
share the recording, then we can do this and I just won't share the recording. So, and I really want to do this in a demonstration too. I wanted to do it after the gap week because I wanted people to get like a feeling of when they're blended, unblending, naming the parts so that they didn't feel like in the spotlight and unprepared for it kind of in front of other people. So let's do this, see how you feel about it. And if you're okay with me posting the recording, I'll post the recording. And if not, then I won't.
Let me ask you a question about the unblending. So in the unblending, if I'm blending with the part, then I feel it in my body and there's an attachment. And most of it's a little fear-based, however that shows up. If I'm unblended, then I would just feel not constricted. I'd feel more expansive. That's why I'd say it, just more present.
Yes. Yeah, expanded. Some people use the description of spaciousness with that expanded feeling. But the way to really tell is more so than just how you feel in your body. It's how you feel towards that part. Like,
Oh,
let's say,
okay, thank you. Okay.
so if a part relaxes back and it's like, we should eat the chocolate cake at midnight and that's what we should do and we should be happy and that makes us happy. Okay, notice how you feel towards that part. Well, I wish that part would just like go away. I wish it would just go to another job or something. Okay, so I'm still blended with like a critical part or, like a irritated part or something like that. So I'm going to ask that part to relax back. Okay, now how do you feel towards the original target part that wants to eat chocolate cake at midnight? Yeah, I get what it's feeling. Yeah, I'm curious. I really am curious as to why it wants to eat chocolate cake specifically or at midnight specifically? I'm curious. Okay, so we're getting closer to self-energy here. You could have a part, you could have that part look at the part that wants to eat the chocolate cake at midnight and say, and I'm saying that because I did that last night.
And I'm laughing because I'm saying, oh, this is a good one. I'm sure.
Full transparency. The part could say, well, I want to know why it wants to eat chocolate cake at midnight, so we can do something different. Like we can give it a different job to do. We can give it a different technique to do. Okay, so we have a fixer part, like a part that wants to fix it, so that's an agenda. So ask that part to relax back. Now notice how do you feel towards the original part that wants to eat chocolate cake at midnight? Oh, I really feel curious as to what she's doing, what she feels she needs to do. Why does she feel she needs to do that? That's most likely being unblended. The goal is to be completely unblended in self-energy to reconnect that part back to the whole, back to self-energy, because they got disconnected. That's what creates the struggle, the pain, the suffering. We're disconnected from parts of ourselves. So we want to reconnect that part back to wholeness, back to self-energy. And I mean, I was in weekly sessions with my IFS practitioner for a few months before I was able to access self-energy because I was so buried. So we just worked from a manager part with those parts where they still felt acknowledged and understood, and parts were learning about each other and coming reconnected to each other. And then self-energy emerges 2 or 3 months in, and then reconnects the parts back with the whole. So it all works as long as we are becoming aware when we're blended, asking that part if it can relax back and learning about it, and then building trust with that part. Even if it's trust with one part and a manager part, like my process was in the first 2 or 3 months, the parts were building trust with the manager. There was an oversight manager. It still worked. It still worked because that manager, that oversight manager, was then building trust with self-energy, and then it rippled. That's why it's we say it in the IFS community and in the institute and everything, that slow is fast. I had a part that was so impatient, like, come on, we got to do this. Come on, we got to speed this up. We got to get this done. We have so much to fix. We have this whole broken life. We have to fix it. And my practitioner kept saying, slow is fast, because it's like dominoes getting built up. And then they all they all come down.
Okay, so here's the question. When we talk about trust, I understand that the part needs to also have trust with the manager, the firefighter. Will it ever trust a firefighter though? Because that firefighter's kind of not trustworthy, maybe, because they're impulsive. So you can't trust them if they're impulsive. And then the second part of the question is, if I say the part has to learn to trust me, then who is me? It'd be me as self-energy, right?
Right. So parts can build trust with other parts. Depends what the hierarchy is in the system. I would say that my firefighter parts were very trustworthy because they were consistent. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I just couldn't stop it.
Okay.
I knew that there was going to be a rage fit. I just couldn't stop it. So that's where the firefighter part wasn't connected with self-energy, and there was no trust there. You want trust between the parts and self-energy. In that bridge, we can build a bridge where parts gain trust in like a manager part. if that bridge, if we're working on that bridge, because our system is so disconnected, dissociated, divided. I had blackout parts, I had dissociated parts, I had parts that would have a whole conversation and I wouldn't remember it. Like I had a lot of fragmentation in my system. So that bridge needed to be built with the manager part, and it worked. And it works for a lot of people with really fragmented systems like that, that have a lot of trauma. And there is a certain style of that bridge that I think I mentioned it earlier in the class. The Janina Fisher writes about it. It's called trauma-informed stabilization treatment, TIST. So, and that's how she builds it, because those systems are so fragmented and self-energy is so buried that you can't access self-energy right out the gate. And that's completely fine. Even students in this course, it's completely fine if that's the case. Whoever is listening to that part, like say it's a firefighter part, whoever is listening to that part, in my case, it would have been, my manager used to look like McFly, George McFly, with the glasses and the pocket protector and, you know, nerdy collar button up. And those parts were talking with that part first. I didn't know what he looked like until he relaxed back from me. And I saw him from self-energy. Before that, I thought it was me. I thought I was him and he was me. That's how blended we were. And that's okay. So like Janina Fisher uses, she calls it, and I really don't like this, what she calls it is, she calls it normal life part. Like, this is your normal life. This is how you want to live if you know, when you have a normal life and taking care of the kids and doing the grocery shopping and mowing the lawn or whatever. And then using that part to communicate with the other parts, manager parts, people pleasers, dissociated part, you know, addicted part, things like that. I like to call it adult self, like adult Christine, you know, have the firefighter, have the rage firefighter part, communicate, be heard by adult Christine. And then there's going to come a place in the process where adult Christine relaxes back. Oh, I see, that's also a part. Just a very full functioning manager role, basically, is what it is. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. What still comes though, because there's a lot to this. I'm going to assume whenever, again, I feel any particular way, it is a particular part, and that part needs to, does it need, the part does not necessarily need to trust the manager. I mean, it may not be it can stand alone in a way, and it's just has its own little, oh, wait, that's a good question. I didn't realize. Does it need to be always attached to a manager? Because the part, if it's in exile, then that would automatically assume that there's a manager attached. Else, why would it stay in exile? Why would it be called an exile?
Usually you have a manager and a firefighter guarding the exile.
Mm-hmm.
At least one. I had many. But you can have a firefighter show up. Like, I wanted to work with my anger part, you know, so I started in clinical hypnotherapy with my anger part. And I was doing work with that anger part and an adult Christine. Right. But come to find out, a few months down the road, it was anger part, adult Christine, and then self-energy. Self-energy goes to the wound that they both were guarding, and heals that core wound. Protector parts can only be alleviated of their extreme jobs if that core wound and that exile part is healed. They can come to the present. They can release what doesn't align with the present moment to a point, but they can't fully be unburdened until that core wound is healed in that exile part. That's why they do what they do. So the firefighter and manager parts, those are protector parts. Basically, what they're doing is they are bringing balance back to the inner system, because that emotional surge comes up from the core wound, explodes in the inner system, and the inner system is like all out of balance. So the firefighter comes in and is like, we're going to squelch this to bring balance back. The manager part is like, we can't be triggered. Don't watch the TV. Don't go there. Don't leave the house. Don't take that job. Don't talk to those people. Don't do anything because we can't get triggered. Because if we get triggered, the emotional surge is going to come up. That's why manager parts are proactive. So a manager part led my life, the second part of my life, second half of my life. So the manager part takes over, tries to control our environment with the intention of balancing out the inner system. Firefighter, when the emotional surge happens, firefighter comes in and puts the flames out. The core wound is really what has that. It's why some, it's like why other therapy techniques help you to a point, but not all the way, because the core wound needs to be healed to go all the way. I have literally 2% of the triggers I used to have. 98% of my triggers are gone because the core wounds have been healed. But to heal the core wounds, we have to access self energy. Self-like parts can help bring more trust to the system, but they cannot heal the core wound.
Oh, hold on. Okay. So that's great what you said. So self-like spots, like when we go to a retreat and we feel good, and there's sides of us that have tapped into spirit energy, or however we want to define it. And so we feel healed. But if that core wound lurks beneath, it will still surface at some time. But it may feel better because we have enough other parts, maybe, or the connection that's feeling good enough to take us through the next 6 months.
It brings balance back to the system, right?
Oh, okay.
Until we go home from the retreat and our sister comes at us, accusing us of something, and why does that happen? I was great at the retreat. But like all parts are really helpful and well-intentioned. But that word intention, look at the intention behind. So let's say you're at a retreat and you're feeling blissful because there's no triggers. There's nobody agitating those emotional surges from our core wounds at the retreat. Everybody's all love and peace, right? Kumbaya. Great. Have a great time. But what is the intention behind what you're feeling the whole time that you're there at the retreat? Are you just in, I wouldn't even say self energy is pure bliss, because self energy is it's actionable. Love is an action. It's how we communicate. It's how we connect. It's how we understand each other, how we hear the other person. Love is action, and self energy really is love in motion. And that's why I tell people self energy, being in self energy doesn't mean that you're a welcome mat. That would be a people pleasing part that holds you back from being your authentic self, or from compassionately and kindly speaking a boundary that you have in place. self-energy will authentically speak that boundary and let the chips fall where they may. It won't be worried about how the other person like overreacts to you holding a boundary. Okay.
So can the core wound be healed in sections? I guess when
Good question. Good. I can tell you what my experience is, because I'm sure that every experience probably has a place somewhere in some piece of time. I had core wounds inside of other core wounds.
Okay.
So this one would heal, say, this core wound would heal, but then this one was the layer underneath. I also had parts inside of parts, and they would unblend and have core wounds inside. And in clients, I've had parts that come, my record is 5, where I have had in a client session, they have presented with 5 exiled parts, like all holding hands with different core wounds.
All right, so that brings up this question. Is it one core wound that happened from an event, from a trauma, and it just has sections to it? Or it would imply to me that each core wound means it has a separate trauma attached to it. So that means if it's layered, they're different traumas. So I'm not sure how they'd be layered, but of course I've had experiences where that was so intense. I actually did have multiple traumas in that experience. It wasn't just, I didn't never thought of it that way, but it really wasn't just this one experience trauma. There were other traumas coming in. So now that I was watching you with your hands, that's curious as well.
Yeah. And I had that experience in my system. I had a major trauma when I was 5, and there was a wound that was also fragmented, that were wounds that showed up in other places. And relational trauma doesn't have to be like a capital T trauma, big T trauma. Relational trauma is like microaggression on top of microaggression on top of microaggression on top of microaggression. And it ends up being so compounded, so layered, that it becomes a major core wound that might take some time in healing, because you might listen, witness, love, nurture each layer of that.
Mhm.
It can be all of the above.
So what I'm hearing you say, though, is that if this top core layer trauma, the core wound, maybe this one gets healed, can this one go attached to self energy? Or does the whole complex of the core wounds have to wait until the deepest one is healed?
Let's add in the piece of the protectors. So when you have that core wound that has layers, one layer, one piece of it might get healed, and it actually becomes integrated for the most part. It's not floating around in the system or anything anymore. It becomes integrated back with wholeness. So let's say a separate protector was protecting that layer, and that layer is healed, then that protector's extreme job it had to take on can fully come to the present, release that burden of that extreme job, and go back to its original role, or take on a new role that it wants to play in the system. Because protector parts don't go away. They're still there. but a lot of them you might not even see anymore.
But if I have multiple traumas and many, many, many protectors, you're saying that they all still stay? I understand beliefs really kind of stay. You can replace them, but they don't go away. You can scratch the record and change them. I mean, you can change them, but the core essence of what happened, I would say, still exists. Well, let's go back to the core wound. We'll stay on the core wound. So why would the protector have to stay if my wound is healed?
Because the protector wasn't necessarily originally a protector. It was another, it might have been a scout that looked for opportunities to connect with people. Or it might be a part that had the role of innovative ideas. And using, my lights just went out. And using something that came into its field of knowledge and deciding on how to reinvent something and use it in another place. So here, I'll turn this on. Here, I have to walk. I think there it goes. So
go ahead. Let me just say, so maybe I have this. So actually, the protector is really just another part of me. So of course it's going to be with me because it's a part of me. I got it. Okay. Yes.
Now I have very, like my rage part is now warrior part, and he sits right here. He sits right here. He still has the full, he looks like one of those Chinese fully armored warriors. And he's like, he's laughing under his mask right now, but he's there to protect me physically, which means that somewhere in the system, there is still a belief that I need to be protected physically. So underneath core wounds, it is the belief system underneath there. And I have had the experience that a belief can fully transform. But there's other beliefs like this that I could at any given moment be in danger physically. Now that's not just from childhood. Childhood compounded that, but that's also from society. It's from what we see, what people get away with, our experience in our communities. So I don't know that that belief will ever go away. I mean, it subconsciously just came up into my consciousness that I do not wear a ponytail in public, because a ponytail can be wrapped around the wrist. And I took Krav Maga. So I took self-defense classes. I have that belief system, that belief in my system, not to wear a ponytail because mine's long enough that a person can wrap it around the wrist and control where you go with it. So I only wear a bun or long hair. There's a belief there. Is there a core wound? I'm not sure.
I know.
I'm really not sure. There would have to be, I mean, and to me, that's really fun, is to sit with it, like to just slow it down, because that is right now a part bringing up those scenarios in my mind. I know that is not coming from self-energy, because self-energy knows where to walk and where not to. So it's not even in my, it's not even in my reality. Danger is not in my reality in self-energy. But there's a part that still holds that belief somewhere, which tells me, yes, there's still a core wound there somewhere.
Right. And so for me, who has an extreme, who will save me, safety, and understanding also my, totally intuitive, and the self, when self energy is that, yes, what you said is walking out, and self energy does know where to walk, and intuition even a lot of times will know where to walk. But I could be walking and fine, and for that split second, whatever, go into a survival or whatever, and then take that little detour, but my mind is now feeling all safe, and then be in an unsafe situation. So I still find it, that it needs to be really present 24 hours, if you know, if to be able to be at least aware of the parts, and then to live life in the moment. All these things came up as I went through this course, to be living life. It's really difficult how to do. I can't stop and do parts work all the time, and really I can acknowledge them to a point, but I may be in a situation that I need to be in that situation. You know, I mean, as far as, so I can be as present as I can, but if the firefighter comes, you know, that's really hard. So just the balancing of all of this within the day-to-day, hour-to-hour living. I mean, I'm up for it. It's just, I can see. And also the other question was, is this how you feel it is that we also have thoughts that are just maybe random thoughts. They're not really connected to a wound. Like it may be just a comment thought that's still negative, but it's not, yeah.
So what ties in with both of those scenarios is, that's why I call the subconscious mind, I call it the human instinct, survival brain. We have it for a reason. It's supposed to be a tool for us to help navigate and survive human life. And that's why, I mean, we're not walking around in self-energy 24/7. In the IFS Institute, they had, I kind of wasn't going to get into this deep, but let me just like a light overview. They use particle and wave to describe parts and self-energy. Parts as a particle, more like a beingness. They're kind of more solid. They're not just looking to survive, they're looking to innovate, invent, be efficient, make life more easy, make life more enjoyable and fun. But it's like, it's based in a belief system. If you have that negative thought pop up in your mind, there's a belief system underneath it. Self-energy is the way that is like, you know, energy based. It's our core essence. And it can be online for the most part. And I differ with opinions with some people on this, but this is my opinion. This is so far my experience. When I'm functioning in life, in the present moment, and something happens, like a person just walked by and dropped a bag, dropped her purse. There was a part right there. Oh, should we go help her? Wait, is she old? It goes through this checklist. Can they help themselves? Are they old? Do they need help? Blah, 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 blah. That's a part. There's no wound there that it's operating on anymore. It's a community type consideration part. Because our protector parts are part of our human instinct survival brain, they stay there. You got my warrior part here. I can be in self-energy and walking through the library and somebody walk in, a character walk into the library. He has this antenna here, warrior part, antenna. And I mean, it's like literally 0.2 seconds. I'm on, I'm ready. And then I'm like, hi, warrior part. What is it? Look at the way he's walking. Look at his eyes. Da, 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 da. Okay, I got you. Thanks for helping me out. Thanks for doing your job. I love you. You know, like, thank you. And he relaxes back. He's ready. Now, at any point in time, let's say it is an experience I'm supposed to have in this lifetime, and stuff goes down, I will allow him to fully take over me because I know him. I know what he does. I know what his training is, and I would allow him to fully take over. That's probably not the right thing to do. It's probably not the best thing to do, because in self energy, we have a wide, wide angle lens to view things. And we can see options and opportunities that warrior part here in survival mode like this can't see. It's best for me to get to the point where both of us can interact together. And I believe martial arts people probably can do that. They're probably trained to that extent. I'm not yet. So we need the protector parts, even when the core wounds are healed. Negative thoughts that just pop up randomly in your mind, nothing's random. There's a belief underneath that thought. That's where the thought comes from.
So when people refer to the mind, the subconscious mind, just for easy people to understand that it's like a computer, and then so everything that happens is the data that goes in. So when you were saying that's really just accessing the data. Do you have any feelings to be labeling it like that, or it's
Yeah, so that checklist is a belief system that I choose to have in my system. That's a conscious choice to hold that belief system. I'm here to help others. I'm here to support others. That's a belief that's underneath that checklist. If there is something, some impulsive thought, which that just means there's a belief underneath, that does not align with my life in this present moment, then I will sit with the parts in the inner system until I get to the wound, until I get to the belief underneath it, and then consciously choose if it aligns in the present moment or not. If it does not, it's released. It's
But I'm
healed.
going to have to go through the work. If it's a deep wound, the manager may not want it released right now, may not trust that that's the best choice. So
I'm
here
glad you said that word.
being stopped to take some action, and right, and so I can talk to it, but it's saying, well, no,
I'm
I don't
glad you
think I
said
don't
that
think
word.
it's safe for you. There's no way, and I don't know who's saying it's safe. They're overriding the even not even the willpower, because the willpower you have just so much, but the other part, there has to be another part that's stronger, that really does not, that really feels it's protecting the safety.
Yeah, so the willpower is in the prefrontal cortex. So this doesn't get accessed when we are activated or triggered, and our nervous system, that emotional surge happens in the inner system, and our nervous system is activated. They have scientifically proven our prefrontal cortex goes offline. It goes out on vacation for a while, and the parts take over. If there is a part, if there's a manager part or a firefighter part, if there's a protector part protecting a core wound, and it says, no, we're not going to change this belief system. That's why I'm glad you said the word trust, because all that means is that that part does not have enough trust in self energy yet to reveal, hey, there's an exile part over there holding that core wound. It's not going to reveal it, and it's not going to allow access to it. That's why we don't fight protector parts. We don't bypass protector parts. We make friends with them. We connect with them. We communicate with them. We witness them. We love them just as they are. Even if they're saying, I don't trust you, you haven't made the right choices up to now, I'm not going anywhere. That's okay. It's okay. Tell me more about you. How old are you? What job do you do for me? Thank you so much for getting me here. You got me here.
True.
You witness them, you understand them from self-energy, and you love the stuffings out of them.
So
And they'll
does,
relax back.
so does your program have like a speed fast forward switch?
Mm-mm. Slow is
Oh,
fast.
yeah.
Slow is fast. It might take you, because I've worked through some core wounds that took time. Say took 3 or 4 weeks to keep talking with the protector parts, talking with the exile part, learning about it, where it came from, all the layers,
That's,
without forcing anything.
this is good. This is just what came up right now as well. Suppose a person has something they really need to do. I can't imagine, but an action for their family, that they have to make this much money, or they have to move because this is how it is, and this seems to be the only choice. And the parts do not want them to go. It's not the best choice. And it may not be the best choice, but right now, because of life, there may not be another choice. I know there's always another choice, but overall, that might be their best choice, even though it may not seem a good one, for other parts, maybe the core action is the most important, but it affects a lot of other areas of life where they're saying, no, they're going crazy. Wow, I can see that to be quite a fascinating uprising.
Well, because right away, they're in survival mode. The person is in survival mode. They're not accessing self-energy because they only see one option. And then the parts that don't want to go, what are they scared of? Tell me more about that. What are you scared will happen if you go? What are you scared will happen if you don't go?
But suppose you have to go in a week, and this is going to take 3 months. You just go and just keep working with the parts, I would imagine. Because life presents itself that way at times.
I used to have a sense of urgency like that when my system was operated by parts. I just don't have that sense of urgency anymore. When it's healed, when the system is healed and the parts trust self-energy, opportunities present themselves, options present themselves. There is no rush.
Well, I guess I understand, and I totally on that. I guess I was thinking as in like an emergency, and you have to protect your children, and this is the only way. You have an abusive husband, and it's really hard. He's coming after you, and you have to get out of there fast. But the parts still.
I've done it. I've lived in hiding before.
Right, so you
I
just
get
take.
it. You are in survival mode at that point, and ride that pony, baby. Ride it.
Okay.
Be in survival mode because it will give you the motivation. And there's a reason that in survival mode, we have the narrow blinders on, because you got to do it fast. Get in, get out. Like I would strike like a cobra. I would leave in the middle of the night, and sometimes you need to. That's why I don't work with clients that are in physically abusive situations. They need to go first and be in survival mode and get the help and support that they need in survival mode first. Once they're safe, then come work with me.
Thank you.
Because they need, yeah, absolutely. There's firefighters that have saved my life. They need protectors at that point, and I would in no way ask a protector to change its job or do a different job. Go back to your
Yeah.
original job. That firefighter would be like, I don't think so.
No, and you've said this, now that I'm hearing it again, you've pretty much said about the survival, but now it's really clear with how you're saying it, that, so what I hear you saying is, yes, in a perfect world, it'd be nice to be always in self energy, but when life presents itself, then embrace survival mode, because they know what they're doing. It's not always right. I guess that would have been the question, right? I just said they know what they're doing. They may not always know what they're doing, but at least they'll get your butt out of there, right?
Yeah, they might not only always know what they're doing, but they'll get the job done. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I mean, I've climbed down fire escapes on 4-story buildings with a cat in my sweatshirt. Like, they'll get the job done.
Mm.
And like Maslow's, um, is it a
Hierarchy.
pyramid? Is it called a pyramid?
Hierarchy.
Yeah, hierarchy. Maslow's hierarchy. You have to have like food and shelter and safety in place first in that hierarchy of self-actualization before you can get to the next layer and the next layer and the next layer, before you can basically ascend into to go towards more self-actualization. When you do, and I'm living proof. I've lived it. I've climbed down the fire escape. I've slept in the car. I've hidden, with, if you need to know how to get out of that situation, I pretty much can tell you. Like, I know how to hide in plain sight. Like, I know how to hide and have bogus addresses and stuff, but I had to go through that layer to get to the next layer. And as you get, what's the word? Besides ascend, once you travel that road and you get to the next layer and the next layer, and you're at the point where you are able to do parts work, you are able to heal the inner system. The good news is you don't go backwards. Once you heal from that kind of life, you don't go back. So there's a time and a place and a season for each step of the journey. The step of the journey up here in healing our inner system and our core wounds does not belong at the base where physical safety is in jeopardy.
I'm glad you mentioned the hierarchy, because I'm very familiar with it. And that, from our conversation last time, is one of the challenges when people are teaching others to just be here, you can do it, when they're starting here and the jump is just, the layers are just too many. So they may make it for a while, but then they may fall. And then when they fall again, they take it as, what am I doing wrong? Oh my God. And it almost feels worse, because now they've experienced a bit up here. So it's like, why would you want to be down
Now
here?
they have this self-criticism coming in. There's something wrong with me. I can't do it. I don't have the willpower. They don't understand there's a difference between willpower and prefrontal cortex and protector parts in human instinct survival brain. That's where I get I have this advocate part that's just with like spiritual bypassing. You cannot fake it till you make it and get from here to here and it stick. I'm interested in things sticking, where you get to the next level and you don't go back. You get to the next level and you don't go back. Why? Because I lived it. I tried. People said, all you have to do is make a choice and you can go from here to here and it'll change your life. It didn't work for me. Let me just put it that way. I am one of the strongest people that I know, physically strong, mentally strong, emotionally suppressed. I was emotionally suppressed, which looked like strength, but it wasn't. I couldn't do it. I couldn't go from A to Z. I had to go ABCD, you know, and I even like went back and did another round before I was ready to go to the next level. That's why it's been, you know, 2 decades of a journey for me. But maybe it was supposed to be that way. Maybe I was supposed to be in just about every situation you can think of so I can relate.
You know,
But
right.
that's going to make me call bull crap on
So
bull
I'm
crap.
curious, that when there's the deeper the trauma, the more steps out. That there may be, because people who actually have, if they are into it, like the imagination, mental imaging or whatever, even that's more surface, but they seem to get a result. So I think, and I know what they say about the choice, but if they or the focus, all these things I was writing down, because all these things I've learned and been, you know, lived with, you know, focuses your energy and you'll get there. And that's one of the reasons I've taken your course, is because there's really a split, but yet there is really a blend. And I see the interactions. And so I'm wondering, because it's been more difficult for me, but I've had trauma like you. I've had such intense trauma and for years and years, that maybe some people can do that. You know, that meaning make it at least quicker, have the journey quicker, rather than, but I prefer them not to put it on me. Why aren't I making the journey quicker? You know, and even if they have, I can do this, you can do this. Well, no. And I'm like you, I'm extremely strong, I'm intelligent, and yeah, it's just fascinating. This is what's like you and me. It helps me relate to people and draws me into the behavior. And this is maybe what it is in this life. Maybe it doesn't even have a solid outcome. Maybe it's just helping people where they're at as they come. And the people are drawn to you, who's going to need more of the help, you know, and that feel like, hey, there's a safe place here that I haven't found.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good point. It could be different levels of trauma or what was experienced at what ages. Because I've had clients that had, you know, big T trauma in adult life and were able to move through it a lot quicker than the ones who had it at age 2. So because there's a whole different composition in the inner system at that point, you know, at 26 to 2, you know, that's a big difference. If somebody is able to do that, great. I agree with you. Great. That's awesome. If you truly are doing it. Come see me in 6 years and tell me if you did it all the way and didn't repeat the patterns that kept showing up because you weren't addressing it. You were denying it like I was. So if you can do it, great. But yeah, if other people can't just have some miraculous mind shift change and make a choice, there's probably a good reason for that, why they can't. It's not willpower, it's not brain power, it's not intelligence, it's not, because then I could have done it and I couldn't. I tried spiritual bypassing. I tried a mind shift change. I tried the affirmations. I tried meditation. That's why I tell people I meditated for 10 years before I found IFS, and the parts just kept coming in that morning. And I was like, okay, fine. Everybody get in a line. I'm going to listen to you one at a time. Did it for 45 minutes and came out of it with more inner peace and harmony than I had ever experienced in the 10 years of meditation. To me, I was like,
yeah, and I
we're
feel
up to something here.
right. And with my trauma, remember, it was, again, it's been so many years, but same thing, the experience, nothing was helping me. I didn't even know how much help I needed, and went to back then when it was called the subpersonalities. But right, as soon as it helped me more than anybody, any person, this work. And even if people don't, stay with it as to the deep level, which I think they should, but I was changed, like you said. I had just a whole new way of looking and understanding in just like 1 or 2 sessions that it changed my life. And so that's why I'm for this, even if I didn't understand everything, just knowing that there are parts in that released me. And then when I stopped doing it, though, the parts went and I started taking it on, and the blame and everything, and then it just was very challenging that I went back into it. That's why I'm so thrilled again that I'm here, because without really being conscious at doing the work, at least to be aware and the observer, we can go back into a place where it's still very challenging, because all the parts and all the firefighters are just still out so much that it's like, oh.
Well, and then again, was it an observer manager role, or was it self-energy connecting with those parts? That's where IFS is so different, because even in clinical hypnotherapy, we have like adult self and, inner child, or adult self and the addicted part, that we gestalt like back and forth with, and then, or even regression, like childhood regression sessions where we go back to the child part and listen to it, but we're listening to it from basically a manager part. So there's healing, but it's limited. So then I go back and I repeat the same pattern again. I did it again. How? Why? 5 times. Married and divorced 5 times. IFS, that's why if I have to say one technique, one out of everything that I've ever used, if I could only recommend one, what would it be? It's IFS, and it's simply because of self-energy. Accessing self-energy. Keep unblending. Keep noticing how you feel towards those parts, and unblending and unblending and unblending until you're left with those stems inside the flower, the core essence. Love. Our essence is love, and love is what heals. So these people that they go back to their addictions, or they go back to toxic relationships, or they go back to self-sabotage, there's nothing wrong with the person. There's nothing wrong with their willpower. There's nothing wrong with who they are. They're not broken. They just haven't accessed self-energy. That is the key.
That's because their core wounds still exist. They haven't quite dealt with the core wound.
There's nothing to deal with. It's to love. Self-energy has not been accessed yet to love the core wound. Love it. Cherish it. Sit there with that inner child exile, holding its hand, holding it on your lap, and loving it. There's ego states therapy, and there's hypnotherapy, and there's the trauma-informed stabilization treatment. All of those are manager parts. They'll get you a little bit forward, but they won't bring you down the home stretch. Self-energy loves all that it is, accepts all that it is, acknowledges all that it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dealing with, it's accepting and having compassion for.
Yeah. Yeah.
And from those wounds is where our patterns are, and that's why we do repeat, because the wound or the managers are having us take the same action, pretty much. Would you say that?
It's actually what it actually is the belief that the part took on about itself or the world.
Okay.
That causes the repeated patterns, that cause me to keep repeating. And people looking from the outside are like, I don't get it. What's wrong with you? You're beautiful. You're successful. You can create things out of thin air. You're a great mom. What, any goal you go after, you attain. Like, what is wrong with you? Why do you keep choosing these men? There were several parts. There were several core wounds. But if a part inside of us believes we don't deserve it, we won't allow it in. I had a part so strong of not loving itself that if somebody said a compliment to me, I couldn't even absorb it. If they said they love me, I didn't believe, how can you love me? Now, there's something wrong with you if you love me. That was the belief under the core wound. And
Right.
that's really what we're after, is the belief.
Okay. Okay. So the belief under the core wound was trying to fully understand. And then the part comes in because of the belief. Oh,
My
maybe.
lights went out again. The part takes on its job, its extreme job. It gives up its original role and takes on its extreme job because of the belief. Yes, because the belief underneath the core wound is what creates that emotional surge.
Right.
Like I say, when people throw salt at you, it doesn't hurt, it just bounces off of you, unless you have an open wound. If somebody says, Christine, you're such a communist, I'm like, what? What gave you that idea? Because there's no part in me that believes that. If somebody says, Christine, you really screwed up your kid, you're a bad mom, there's a part that can get pinged because I'm still working through guilt of how I raised my kid as a single mom. Did I do the best? You know, to be a mom and a dad and provide and, you know, everything. Did I do the best? I didn't hold boundaries. I should have structured, you know, like that will ping me. So that's why it's so beautiful when we get insulted or we get offended. I'm like, bring it, offend me. Because when something can offend me, that means there's a part of me that believes it a little bit. So I want to go digging there. That's where the treasure is. Hi, part. Wait, who's that? Who just zapped the electricity in the system? Because as you heal the inner system and it becomes more balanced and self-energy is flowing through it and trust is built between protector parts and self-energy. When something zaps you, you're going to be like, oh, what was that? Who's that? Somebody's new here. It's like you're at a family gathering and a new person walks in the door. You're like, hey, who's this? Who brought this person? You see it quickly. The more that you work with your system, the more that you're familiar with it, the more you know when somebody new arrives.
All right. So then what you said, to sum it up, then if you want to say it again, we start with something happens, let's say when we have a child, and that creates a belief, or the core wound comes first.
Well, the wounding, well, that's a really good question. Because the wounding usually happens like, I want to say unbeknownst. Because when something, and I have this certain image that's being shown in my mind right now, when I was 5 that I was relating to earlier. So like hell breaks loose, basically. You're in it as a child and you're just trying to survive it, you know? So it's like the wounding happens, and maybe it's only with big T trauma, but the wound happens, the event happens, but then you can't talk about it. You can't tell anybody about it. You don't have any support about it. And I think it's I want to say it's Stephen Porges. It's Dr. Porges who developed the polyvagal theory that says it's not the trauma, actually, that creates the unsafety. It's the lack of processing. No, it's Peter Levine. See, a part's telling me I have a researcher part. So it's Dr. Peter Levine that created somatic experiencing that says it's not the traumatic event, it's the inability to process through it afterwards. Like when a lion goes after the antelope and catches the back of its carcass, but the antelope, wiggles out from its grasp and runs, it immediately shakes. It shakes all over, moving that energy through its body, clear up to its tail. And then it runs off to its den, it sleeps, it resets the nervous system, it's good to go. It doesn't make meaning of the attack. Humans are meaning-making machines. The parts in us create meanings at a young age about ourselves. Not the attacker, not the primary caregivers. There has to be something wrong with us if this happens. We don't tell anybody. We don't have support. We can't talk through it. We can't talk it out. And it gets anchored in emotionally, anchored in and anchored in physically to our bodies. So anytime anything pops up into our environment, that the part looks through the human instinct survival brain through our eyes and sees, oh, that looks like that thing that happened when we were 5. That's when it's pinged, emotional surge, protector parts come in. So it's actually not the event. It's that we are not taught as parents or caregivers, we are not taught how to process it through, how to help support the child and process it through. And that creates the belief there's something wrong with me or the world is unsafe, because it creates a worldview too. Can't trust men, no matter what, can't trust any man.
Oh, that's interesting. So
That
maybe
was one of my worldviews.
it's not just the me, it's the me, the other, the world.
Yes.
Maybe in that moment, I was separating them in a way, but in that moment, it could actually, have a belief with all 3.
And here's the fascinating piece of it. What we believe, like I had a core belief that you can't trust men, can't trust any man. So sure enough, I always ended up with men I couldn't trust, because that's all that we can see. It's that confirmation bias. What we see in our perception based on our belief is all we can see, so we can't see any others. There might have been trustworthy men that came into my realm, but I couldn't see them. Or if I could, I wouldn't be interested in them for whatever reason, whatever excuse the parts would create. Because they will find proof, evidence to confirm the original belief. And that's what starts the repeating cycle. Until it becomes so tiring and expensive that you're like, I need help. Enough already. Which is also a beautiful place to be. There's nothing shameful in it. It's a beautiful place to be when you've had enough, because that's when change is going to occur. I've had clients start sessions with me and then stop. They hadn't had enough yet. That's okay. I get it. I get it. I did it for decades. I get it. It's all right. It's all right. It's all part of the journey. And, that's why really the only, and I've seen this on memes and everything else, the only thing to compare us to, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to other people. We shouldn't compare our journeys to other people's journeys. It's just such a unique mix that we have. and they say you should only compare yourself to yesterday. I don't even really do that. I just want to observe. I don't even want to compare. I want to observe. What am I feeling in my body? What random impulsive thoughts pop up into my mind? There's something there that's gold. There is so much good information already inside of us that, I mean, we really don't, we don't even really need to like read books and stuff. Like I devoured books, trying to find out, trying to learn, trying to grow, trying to improve, self-improvement. Now I'm like, no, it's self-attunement. It's get to know those parts, get to know those thoughts, get to know those body sensations, get to know those emotions and attune with them, connect with them.
Yeah.
And then have a picnic. Go walk in the woods, walk the beach, connect with friends, with people. Man, I missed out on so much. You know, it's a good thing I'm going to live a long time because I
Good.
only been living for a few years. Because before then it was just like shut down in survival mode all the time. There's a whole life to be lived out here. And that's what so many of us, I think, are searching for, is to be alive.
Yeah, alive, fulfilled and alive. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
this is great. Thank you. This has been wonderful. This,
Thank you. Great conversation. That's why I will guarantee you, Diana, other people have the same questions. That's why I really like the questions and the interaction, and maybe even adding some things like this into the mix throughout the course too, because it's so helpful.
yeah, because it helped. I had a level of understanding that could help change, transform, but it was here. And so I needed it tweaked. And that's
Yeah.
why I went over the whole thing the way I did. And once I start doing my own blending in my parts, I'll go through it all one more time, because then again, to make more the wholeness of it, because when you're learning, you know, it's like I'm chunking here, I'm chunking there. And so
Yeah.
that's important. So this was very gracious of you, really, to spend the time, because I do think other people, it will help clarify for them
Yeah.
as well, because it was not in the learning mode either. It was in the
Right.
conversation mode, which is
Conversation. Yeah. Yeah. And then that might spark other questions that they have.
yes.
So yeah, it's definitely, and the office hours is something that's going to continue onward. So it's always going to be there. And I'm hoping for more interactive conversations like this, because there's a lot of learning in that format also.
So does this mean, I believe we have 4 more weeks of the actual 90 days? And does that mean I could still hop on calls going forward for the next 10
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
years? I
Because it's
can
just,
see, because I won't have everything integrated, and I'm sure I'll have questions come up. And so that would be extremely valuable to me and helpful.
I really love that you use that word too, integrated, because it take time. It's a process. And as you integrate like kind of one level, you might go a couple months and then new things come up and then you're integrating those things. And so that weekly support there with just an office hours call and hearing other people's questions and, you know, having conversations, having like a session and what that looks like. I want to play with that and have that open arena for that. So that's why I'm definitely committed to just at least having the office hours, 1 hour a week that anybody can jump on and yeah, play with it in that way, because we all learn in different ways too. So
Yeah, that's true. Okay, this is great, because already for next time I have my other questions that I don't really want to go into now, but things that came up that I think you would be interested in, because it helps make you think as well sometimes.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
she'll like this question.
Definitely save them. I'm sure we will get to them. So
All right, so then I'll just see you Friday, right, at noon?
yes. And
Okay,
are you okay with me posting this recording?
absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
And I can just share too, for others listening, that when you asked me if you could take blurbs out of the last conversation maybe and post them, oh my God, I had so many parts come up. It was incredible because it was a safety thing. It was, oh my God, what did I look like when we were talking? So many just things came up, but it was so cool because then I said, okay, wow, this is fascinating. Not just one part, but 5 parts came up. And then others chimed in and they said, oh my God, that means she loved this part that you were talking enough that she's going to post this. And it was, but this is exactly life. So, and that's why I was going to talk to you. It wasn't that it was a no, but, and then I thought, so this is interesting too. I was going to override it and say, oh, just let her post it. Somebody said, don't get into all these things. What are you talking about? It's all these whatever. But then I said, but no, these are my parts. I need to respect them and I need to ask them why.
Mhm.
Right? That's just
Yeah,
how the process
exactly.
works. But I
The
wasn't,
trailheads.
I would have
This is a
felt
trailhead.
uncomfortable if I just let you do it. And then I'm going to have the sides of me are going to be feeling uncomfortable the whole time, probably. And then, though, by stepping back, I got to experience the part that felt great. Oh, this is good. You had a good conversation. And so, wow, so much came out of you just asking me that you couldn't imagine. And I'm not done with it. That was one of the things I was going to explore with you. But this, so I see,
Amazing.
right, so I got it enough that I didn't override it and I respected my parts, but I still didn't take any action that I thought I would like to do and have you post it. That would, there's a side of me that this is where we're going forward and really wants that. You know, so that's important to that part a lot. So it's not
Yeah,
really happy with the other parts, you know, because it's not being posted because of them, and they're definitely overriding her.
right. So even the part that wanted to shut it down, what's wrong with you all? Just go forward and do it. That's a part too.
Okay. Oh, good. See, and I didn't realize that really. I mean, I
Yeah.
just said, oh, there's someone on the side.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. It's yeah, it's I used to be just so I was just I had an avoidant part who wanted to avoid like
Yes.
any kind of yeah, like
That's it.
conflict or like anything. And now I'm like, yay, it's a trailhead. Like this is
Right.
how we can use life moment to moment in something that it wasn't a conflict or anything. It was just a question. And even that is a trailhead that brings up 5, 6 parts, moment to moment, just living life and observing it, what it brings up for us instead of suppressing it
Right.
by
And so what came
it's
out of
all
it
there. That's the treasure.
was to say, well, here's your concerns, just ask her.
Mhm.
And then, I was going to say, well, what parts of maybe you thinking about posting? And just be okay. And then I was feeling uncomfortable apart. Well, why do you have to talk to her? She's so busy. Why would you even have to ask her that? You should just trust it and go with it. But the sides of me did not want to. And really, it would be not trust. It was how I lived my life. Is just doing
Mm.
or not doing it without the compassion for these sides that want to speak up. And so I said, well,
Mm.
how it is
Yeah.
feels like the right way is, and if she's too busy, whatever, but then you had office hours and just ask her this and then hear what she says. And then at that time, make the decision as a
Yeah.
group.
Yeah.
This was a perfect example. I just loved it so much.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Yeah.
And it was easy. It wasn't complicated, actually. Even though there was pots all over the place, it still was
Mhm.
obvious situation that helped me really observe the parts, come to the different choices I could make, then say, okay, but this is the part that may be best to make, taking all of them into consideration and listening to them and still have an outcome. Because I think a lot of people too would feel maybe there's no other way, or maybe there's no outcome to this. Meaning, like just being stuck, not the parts were like all here and it's stuck, instead of just go, no, just ask her. And then when the part came in and says she's too busy, no, well then we'll see, let's just go with that. But that felt like the right thing to do. And even though another part kept chiming in saying, just let her do it, just why are you doing this? So I definitely had that part. I just knew though within me, well, is that within me a part that knew just to stay until I asked you, I wasn't going to do anything? That was definitely, I knew, the right next step.
That sounds like self-energy.
Okay.
That calm, let's just ask her, that'll be the next step. And if you can take that essence of you and then turn it towards the parts and be like, okay, now tell me, what are you scared would happen if we did this? Why do you not want to do this? What job do you do for me? How old are you? When did you start doing this job? Tell me more. I really appreciate what you do for my life and for the inner system. You helped get me here. You belong with me. Like IFS, and Dick Schwartz wrote, all parts are welcome. No bad parts, all parts are welcome. I say all parts belong. They belong. They're not just welcome here. They belong here. They're a part of me.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
And I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not going to let them go anywhere. It's a team.
So here's a really important question now because of what you said. And I feel it was self-energy. It was just a calmness. So that self-energy wasn't really, I can't say attached. I mean, self-energy is attached to everything, but it's not like I had to get rid of a wound to experience the self-energy. Self-energy.
Yeah, you don't have to get rid of wounds to feel self-energy.
Okay. Yes.
You just have to get space, like spaciousness between you and the wound, or you and the exile part, you and the protector part, the denial part, the suppressor part, and say, hi there. You belong here. I'm here now. And I love you. I love you.
Right.
Yeah. And when those parts feel that, it's like coming home.
Okay, great.
Beautiful, isn't it? It's so beautiful. Ah,
I feel that way. Hopefully, everyone else will too. I think because we have an understanding, because it has changed our life to such a degree.
yeah, yeah,
Time.
yeah, exactly. But see how there's no agenda there. Like you were using the word, like it feels like the word attachment, but that's not right. It's like there's no agenda. Self-energy is just saying, let's let it be. Let's just ask her for the next, and we'll do the next step. And just let it keep going from there. While I have you all here with me in this room, who wants to talk first? And at the beginning, I had to have mine line up and, raise their hand, line up and talk one at a time, because once the first part was listened to and acknowledged and accepted and loved, it was like, everybody was like, oh, I want some of that. I want some of that. And they were like, me. And I was like, all right, everybody get into a line.
So now you brought that up, and just maybe for next time, you have the conference table. And how I had learned it is that my pots would all be around, like the knights around the table. So none of them felt like they were lesser or whatever. They was all equal. And then and then the self energy was in the center. And
Mhm,
then
mhm.
or the mediator also, sometimes we need the mediator.
Yeah.
And then the parts would speak up, however the mediator says on that. And I noticed that one of my graphics was a conference table. So
Mhm.
is that the
Yeah,
same?
some people really like that.
But
Mhm,
I didn't see, I know they had, so here what it is, I know it had instructions, but
mhm.
that's nice too. I don't know if I heard you mention it, and you might have. Um,
I
but
honestly can't remember.
okay, but if it's in this, so that's the things
Taking
I
out.
like. You hold up and say, well, this, even though it seems so simple and obvious, there's a lot to this. And so just getting the visual of, hey, this is it, and have the little parts and stuff, it's
Mhm.
just, or it even filled out one, and then it just seems to be that would, for me, because it would be
Yeah,
helpful.
I really like that idea. And when I get back to my office, I want to start going through the exercises and doing even just a short, just a couple minute video clip on each one, kind of, because there's written instructions there. But yeah, having that visual and even the example of, because I have like 60 parts. I can fill this stuff out and you know, give examples, and then that kind of, it helps relate it better. Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. And I will be adding it in. So, and that's another thing too. That's why people have lifetime access to the course, because they can go through it and then go through it again. And because when they go through it the first time, the conference table exercise might not have resonated with them. But then they go through it again and it's like, oh, okay, I want to do that one now. Because as you go through the layers of the parts in the system, there might be new parts showing up, like at the family dinner, the new part that comes in the door that does resonate with an exercise like that. So that's why I'm like, just keep on going through it, keep on going through it. And there will be things like that added into it, little short video clips with the exercises and things.
There is, yeah.
There's just a lot of exercises because people learn in different ways, and some people might resonate with different types of, one might like the guided meditation, one might like the conference table. Like it's, so there's a lot in course.
You're right. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is
That's
on
good, but the good thing is that we
on the
have
calendar.
lifetime, so that I can pick and choose, and it didn't throw me off about the conference table or anything. I
Yeah,
just went through, and then what's coming up is coming up, and that's why I asked about the office hours, because as it comes up, then I can address it. It's not
yeah,
all come up if it's
exactly.
time, and it's just not this type of course. And yet you want to give us enough information that we have a foundation understanding
Yes,
in some type of completion.
yes,
So that's how I'm feeling. So this is, yeah, I expect it to change all the time that I go through it, but now I need to start doing some of the exercises now.
yeah.
Now I have like this is okay. Now I'm going to take, actually, going to have a book this size, and I'm going to
Mhm.
carry it with me because I think it through. And so when the parts come up, I really want to jot them down, just so
Yeah.
I, because for me, otherwise I forget I
Mhm.
won't do it. So at least if I put it on paper, I've made a connection that pot knows that, hey, hey, she's um, noticing me, or you know what I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
whatever. And
And
so
I
that,
did something very similar. Yeah, in my process around that same timing, I did something very similar. Or if I didn't have a notebook, I grabbed my phone and put it in the notes section, and I was doing weekly sessions. So, and there were parts that came up during my process of weekly sessions that, I mean, I could barely get them to unblend, and then they wouldn't talk with me. and they would be like, Monday at 11, Monday at 11. That was my weekly session, Monday at 11. And I would say, if you can just hold through the weekend, just stay relaxed back through the weekend, Monday at 11, you'll be the first ones, front and center, and we'll listen to you. Okay. And they would do it. They would stay relaxed back. So you can say, wait till office hours. Let's do office hours and we'll ask the question. And so.
And yes, you had said, I'm just going to say this on behalf of a notebook, because this is what happens. I try to use my phone, but then I'm always taking my phone in that. And if it's in my purse, I have to take it out. And it's that. So I want to give another option, because everything is so techy and stuff, that old school still works.
It might even work better doing it old school, because there is a flow of energy through the hand to the pen, writing on paper with acknowledgement, rather than talk to text, so because I did do both ways, it can work, but there's a flow of energy that goes out through the hand, through the ink onto the paper.
We have options. So we can do both, because we always have our phone, and this may be in the car or whatever, but okay.
Right.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you too, Diana.
All right. We'll see you Friday.
Have a good evening. Bye.